Guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have a JP data download here. This is going to be for the EZA characters that are coming. Now, I'm going to do a video, definitely later today, just talking about how dead the BARDOCK celebration is and how this is the worst celebration of the year. I'm not really like, oh my god, this is unacceptable, right? Like, it's like, listen, Bandai makes $100 billion from this game every 5 seconds, but I don't know. I don't think they directly funnel it back into making the game, right? So it's like, my suspicion is that, like, for the dev time for this celebration, right, rather than do stuff for this celebration, they're putting the extra time into making, you know, the anniversary stuff sparkle, into making sure Beast Gohan's aura looks just right, right? That's what I think this is. Which, I mean, it's okay. I mean, this is a game that you could play every single day that's constantly getting updated, right? It doesn't need to have, like, 80 new events every single day. Listen, if Beast Gohan's aura just looks that much closer to the movie, then I'm fine with a dead celebration, right? It's totally cool with me. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. So, data download for November 2nd. The only characters in here, of course, are the 4 EZA characters. I would argue, though, that this is always very exciting for a lot of players, though, because it's like, you could be a free-to-play player, and it's like, oh, dude, Gamma 1 looks sick, but, I mean, does that mean you're just going to summon him easily and get him, right? Or it's like Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK, or this physical BARDOCK, right? Who are characters who are on, well, these 3 have been on every banner for 7 years now, or something like that. Right, and Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK is a Dokkan Fest that's been around for a long time. So this is really enjoyable content that could be for, like, free-to-play players and stuff like that. Right, especially this BARDOCK should be pretty effective on a lot of teams. Remember that these 3, the Tech BARDOCK, the Physical BARDOCK, and the STR BARDOCK, they EZA from Mass Saiyan's medals. And then Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK EZAs from his own EZA. So, yeah, Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK is weak to Timeless Legends or Storied Figures is the category here. What typings is it? Let's see. So, looks like you can use... okay, so any extreme units except for AGL. So you just can't use Super AGL, Extreme AGL, and Super Tech. It's bizarre. Why AGL? Yeah, wait, why are they saying no AGL? Let me take a look at Storied Figures. What AGL characters are they locking us out from using? Demigra? Or, no, not Demigra. Mechikabra? Mechikabra is how you say his name, right? Not Mechikabura? Okay. I guess they just like, yeah, no Mechikabra for you. Sure. What? It's strange. I figured that with how low level that category is, they would let you use anything besides tech characters, but no. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. So we have that. Storied Figures is a weakness. Okay, so this is interesting. This is probably not going to be relevant for a majority of the player base who probably is not going to give 2 shits about these characters. But the Baba Shop EZA characters, so Great Saiyaman, Krillin, Dabura, Full Power, Master Roshi, and Nappa, the EZA medals were taken away from these missions, and I presume they're just going to potentially... They'll probably make them purchasable with Zenny, would be my guess. Just the same way you could get the medals to awaken them and stuff like that. So, you know, they did take them away for now. We'll see what's going to happen with them. These missions last forever, right? But I believe these are the existing missions. So if you already EZA'd these characters, right, like, these are already done for you. And judging by the fact that they're giving Zenny statues tells me that they're going to put the medals in the Baba Shop to purchase with Zenny. So that's fine. Whatever. What do we got here? This is just the missions for doing Super Saiyan 3. BARDOCK EZA. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we do have Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK. We got the sub EZAs, the chain battle for First Form Frieza, and then some asset fixes. We'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, so here's Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK. I think Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK is fine. I look at a lot of the community's reaction to it, and I do really feel like people's expectations for these characters is just out of whack. I think expecting these characters to be on the level of, like, recent Dokkan Fest exclusive TURs is just not realistic. And, you know, there have been anomalies at points throughout the game's history, including STR Cooler a couple months ago, right? Well, 2 months ago. But for the most part, it's not like these EZA TURs have ever really come out and, oh my god, this is the best unit in the game. Like, I remember Tech Beerus was super crazy on release, STR Cooler, LR Goku Black, and Zamasu, but typically the units are just helpful on teams, right? They're not like the pillars of the team. And I feel like people, every one of these Dokkan Fest now, people are like, oh god, here we go. But it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean these guys are going to be crazy. I think this Bardock is fine. This is more of an offensive unit, which I sour upon, right? It's like, yeah, he could do double 9 million attack stats, cool, but I mean, he could get his asshole blown inside out, which is not great. Power Beyond Super Saiyan, it's funny, this category is probably going to continue to be godly in the future, but I mean, it's not really so impressive right now. I think a main reason for that is just that we've gotten like no buffs to this team this year. So like, look at this. So we got LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in January, right? No Extreme SCR units. We did get Int Majin Vegeta, who's pretty good, but we need a Trunks on here as well. And Spirit Bomb Sword Rage Trunks does not count, so Majin Vegeta's not super crazy on this team either. The ROF Blues, I mean, they're solid, right? Like, I mean, on this team, yeah, I'd probably run them, but they're definitely not the craziest ever. You know, even like Tech VB's EZA, STR Rosé's EZA, they're not crazy. The gods are outstanding, but, you know, again, January, and then nothing for AGL. Like this we've got no Power Beyond Super Saiyan category units this year. So guess what? When all the best units in the game came out in 2022, and this category has gotten pretty much no units in 2022, obviously this category is not really that great. So he could be better later on, for sure. But it's like offensive units age out so fast, right? Like, it's not even guaranteed that you're going to be in a lot of these red zone stages, and it's just, oh, casual double digits from normal. It's not even the case. I think you could find spots for this guy, but like, he's not a god or anything like that. He's okay. Unfortunately, I would just say he's okay. He's on the list for top 10 EZA TURs, right? But like, he's not. Do I think this guy's going to be better than like AGL Metal Cooler? Probably not. Right? Like, no, I don't think so. So, then, okay, Bardock EZA, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock EZA. Then we have the 3 sub EZAs. The best character by far from this batch is going to be Physical Bardock. This Physical Bardock, I feel like, is going to be way better than in Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. You do want to have your expectations correct with this guy, though. What this guy is going to be a godly floater, right? Like, it's like, he does guard, but that first hit is probably going to hurt a lot, right? Look at Carnival Goku. The first hit he takes could do a lot of damage. You know, this is not a character you're typically going to want in slot 1. You could probably get away with it sometimes. You know, trying to maybe slap on a bunch of defense equips on him could be good, I guess, as well. I do think this guy is going to be very good, too. I'm actually really excited they gave this guy such a strong EZA, because he's all allies, 2 key, 30% attack and defense, right? Whereas, remember, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is super class allies, so again, I was just pointing out that Int Majin Vegeta on Power Beyond Super Saiyan, right? But like, Int Majin Vegeta's not getting this buff, right? So that sucks. So this guy's on a lot of teams: Time Traveler, Revenge, Exploding Rage, Powerful Comeback, Crossover, Story Figures. Like, a lot of these teams could use this guy. I feel like this is probably going to be one of my more used units. I'm probably going to put like really good equips on this guy, right? Like, I'm looking at it, I could just see myself using him. Like, there's so many missions where this guy is going to be really helpful. I think this guy's really good, actually, which is cool, because way back in the day, this guy's SSR was really solid, too. This was a little bit before my time, but like, I started to get into the game, and like, he was still solid when I was getting into the game, right? This Bardock right there. So, okay, that's cool. The other unit he came out with, Super Saiyan God Goku, still has to get his EZA. He got his Dokkan Awakening with UI Goku, so that'll be interesting. All right, so there is this Bardock. Again, I think this is going to be the best unit out of the batch, for sure. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, just as an offensive unit. The second events get a little bit tougher at all, and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is dead. All right, so we have Tech Bardock. I mean, he is a nuking character, so it's like, you know, in a showcase situation, we could probably make him look really good, but I don't think this Bardock is going to be anything super impressive, super notable, super crazy. He does have some seals, so I could see this Bardock being very handy for, like, Battlefield. Probably Dokkan Battlefield. I feel like a tech orb changer that seals in Dokkan Battlefield is very solid. That's probably where I'm gonna use this guy. I will say this. Like I could compare these sub EZAs directly to the batch that Global is gonna get in a couple weeks, the blue Vegetas, the physical STR and AGL blue Vegetas. And I feel like these Bardocks are much better than those Vegetas. Because the Vegetas need specific categories too, right? Like Master Evolution and Realm of Gods, which makes them difficult to run in something like Dokkan Battlefield, right? Where I think you're best off just running like your typings. So that's interesting. We have Super Saiyan 2 Bardock here. Now, I don't know that I'm super crazy about him because this is the thing I hate. He gives all allies 30% attack. Look at what his passive was before his EZA. This is where I don't like what they did with this guy, because what they did was they just slammed a million, billion, zillion offense on this guy. And for this type of character especially, that's terrible, because this guy, I think, could probably put up some good damage, right? Like, if he could quad super, right? So he gets the additional medium chance of being a super, and then another additional high chance of being a super, the Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category ally. Yes, this guy could quad super while giving himself the 50% attack buff right here. This is an offensive unit, but I don't know that his damage is going to compete with the big-time premium characters. Maybe it will, though. We'll see. This guy's a heavy damage dealing unit. At least, though, looking at this, high chance to stun, and he could quad super. This guy could be pretty good in Super Battle Road, actually. Yeah, you know, I don't... This guy could be really good in Super Battle Road. This guy is going to be really good everywhere. And this guy, I think, could be a great Battlefield character. I'm actually not too... I think I like all four of these. Like, the point, I think, is if you can identify a spot where the unit is actually going to be good. And I think we could do that with all four of them. This guy is going to be great in Battlefield as well. That does matter. Remember... Well, no, on JP, we're still a good, 7 months away from the next Battlefield bosses. Global's going to get Broly in the next batch in, January, I think they typically do, so. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at any of these guys. I think the physical Bardock is the best of the four. This guy's okay, better than many people are claiming, but, again, this exact type of character ages out in seconds, so you do want to keep that in mind. If 8th Anniversary has no power creep at all, this guy's fine, but, I mean, I anticipate... I don't think it's going to be a 7th anniversary jump, but I do think there's going to be a little bit of a jump. A little bit. Comparable to previous anniversaries, right? Not something super crazy, but that's going to hurt this guy. This guy is just on the cusp in a lot of events of double-digit tanking, so you do want to keep that in mind. Okay, so here's First Form Frieza. We did already get the categories and stuff like that is needed for Frieza's. I think we could just quickly pull that up. I think it was Pure Saiyan, Storied Figures, and something else. Let's take a look. Oh, actually, it's not. Translate for me. Damn it. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't like pop up correctly. I could check in game in a second. I'm in a link level stage, but the setups. Oh, actually, here I know what I could do. Here, I do want to just briefly cover this. The setups that I've seen that looks like it's gonna be good for people to use. Is you want to use Bardock characters are going to be the main things. But then besides Bardock, I believe Majin Vegeta is the int character, or the villain characters we'd want to look at. So these are what the setups... Misaka always says he's really good, like, sort of like charts and stuff like that. So it seems like you're going to want to use, just normal Bardocks, and then Majin Vegetas would be best. And then I guess you could do, like, a mix of, like, Turleses and King Vegetas and Raditz and shit like that would probably work. But I assume the best scores are going to be full Bardock lineups and then Majin Vegeta lineups as well. Is probably what we are going to be seeing, right? All right, so there's that. And then there's some asset fixes. Now, sometimes this has meant something, right? Occasionally, they will do asset fixes for some characters, and then, like, pretty soon afterwards, we get, a Dokkan Fest, or LR, or something, or Celebration. These look like just, like tiny detail fixes, though. Like, King Vegeta gets his armband and armor changed slightly. Perfect Cell's fingernail gets made black, right? Like, Ribrianne gets details to her wings. I don't I think this is just them cleaning things up a little bit, making the, you know, the designs correct and stuff like that. This is insane, because Perfect Cell, this guy came out in 2015. This guy came out in the first year of the game. Let me pull up. What's the easiest way? Time Traveler. I can pull him up real fast. That Cell, like, it was December of 2015, I believe, right? His Dokkan Awakening. Let me take a look. Yeah, this is the first year of the game's existence. And it's like, now they're like, oh, let's make his fingernail black. 8 years later. Okay, dude. Sure. Funny. So, let me know what you guys think of the JP data download. Again, this BARDOCK celebration is dead. Bro, now is the time. Get your Fortnite in. You know, go play Overwatch 2 or whatever, right? Dokkan on JP is going to be a little quiet for a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think there's an issue with dead, like, downtime in these games. There's always new events coming out, always new characters, right? It's like a game that gets updated often. Like, a small break and stuff like that is not a bad thing from these games. So, let me know what you guys think of the JP data download. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.